Welcome to The Snap with Alexis Perry and Sydney Jones.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to the Broncos Podcast Network for another edition of The Snap. I'm Alexis Perry, and as always, I am joined by the lovely Sydney Jones. And today, we are so excited to have the opportunity to learn a little bit more about the NFL's Cause My Cleats campaign, which officially kicks off today. Pun intended. A little bit later, we will meet the woman behind the beautiful artwork that we will see on the players' cleats this week as the Broncos take on the Chiefs. But first, our good friend from the Broncos Community Development Department, Senior Manager Liz Manis, is here to get us up to speed on everything we need to know surrounding this campaign for the Denver Broncos. Liz, it is unboxing day, always an exciting day for the Broncos organization and the Community Development Department. How are you?
Doing well. I'm really excited. We launched Cause My Cleats on Unboxing Day, which this year is Unboxing Week with the NFL this morning. So we have more than 55 players participating, representing over 60 causes, each near and dear to their heart. And it's just a really unique program, an opportunity to get to know the guys off the field and learn about what causes are important to them, what nonprofits they're supporting, and really get to know them in a different light than we typically do.
Well, like you mentioned, this is such a special time of year as the players reveal which causes they hold nearest and dearest to them. What were some of the causes that the players chose to support this year?
We see everything, and it's so fun to hear from the players what causes and nonprofits are important for them. We have everything from the American Cancer Society to wildlife conservation, which is a new one this year. We have a lot of guys supporting programs and nonprofits that work with kids with autism. Everything from social justice work, Black Lives Matter, back to Special Olympics, an organization we work with. So it's neat to support the nonprofits that we work with through the Broncos, but also learn about some new ones that we're not familiar with.
Yeah, you mentioned new ones that we're not familiar with. Liz, are there any new ones this year that the players haven't chosen in the past?
Yeah, so we had a lot of different ones this year, one being the ACLU. The players have really taken to doing a lot of social justice work this year, and we've seen that reflected in their choices for Cause My Cleats. So a lot of players that have been even more involved in social justice issues and making a difference in our community have backed that up by representing the ACLU, Black Lives Matter, Everytown USA, a lot of different ones in that front. We've also seen a lot of different animal welfare support this year. So wildlife conservation. We have a player supporting the ASPCA, and he's actually auctioning his cleats off for the money to go support that nonprofit. So that's another option that the players have to do to further their support for these different causes.
Yeah, now you and the entire community development department work tirelessly to ensure that the Broncos have, the greatest impact on the community as they can year round. But I know this project is always a big one and a special one to you, Liz. What does the back end of this campaign kind of look like? How does the community development department help orchestrate this campaign?
Yeah, it's really a season-long campaign. So we start with training camp. We lock up our team cleat designer, and the team actually covers the cost of a custom pair of cleats for every player who wants to participate. So whether they're on the active roster, IR, practice squad, if they have something that's important to them, we want to be supportive. And we work with a local cleat designer, Breanna Berry. She's been great to work with these past 2 years, and she takes care of all of our team's cleats. So we keep her busy the entire season. We start signing guys up during training camp in those first few weeks of the season, and it's truly checking in with all players and just saying, do you want to be a part of this initiative? Do you know what it's about? What cause is important to you? And we can also help identify if they, have something personal that they want to represent, but they don't know exactly what nonprofit to choose or kind of how to go about it. We're really a resource for them and able to connect them to vetted organizations in our community on a local and national level.
What kind of impact do we see this Cause My Cleats campaign have on these organizations that they choose in our community?
It's really neat when we get to alert the nonprofits that a Broncos player has selected them. Some of them are organizations that you've heard of, Special Olympics, American Cancer Society, and they benefit from player support really year round. But there are a lot of organizations that are on the smaller side. Organizations that are local to a specific region. Isang Bassi picked the Down Syndrome Association of Greater Winston-Salem. So they're not an organization that's going to get NFL support throughout the year. So whether it's just a player bringing awareness about the work they're doing, or one of the players who chooses to auction their cleats on the team website. It can bring awareness, funding, support in all different ways. And last year, our team auction actually raised more than $15,000 for various nonprofits that the players supported. So we're really excited to see that aspect grow and really put some money behind the awareness and the support.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. Well, this was the 4th straight year that the Broncos staff took part in My Cause, My Kicks. Why was it so important for you guys to open up this opportunity to other members of the organization and not just the players?
It's really important, and especially in this year where it's hard for us to be together as an organization and really see each other and get to know each other outside of work. So providing an opportunity for our staff to feel part of this initiative, bring support and awareness to causes that are important to them, and just build community in our organization. We've really made an effort to build up our staff involvement in community work. It's something that's of interest to our staff. They want to be involved. They want to be using our organization, our team, our platform to really make a change in the community. And this staff component, which we call My Cause, My Kicks this year, is really neat because it brings together our staff and our players to support various causes. And we actually randomly selected 5 staff members to do a $1,000 donation in their name to the selected nonprofit. So it's neat to see the organization support these causes, both through awareness, but also through funding.
What cause did you choose this year?
I actually chose the ACLU Colorado. We've worked a lot with them this year, just kind of becoming more educated in social justice issues, racial equality, supporting those whose voices may not be heard in our community. And through that work, it's been really powerful for me to kind of see how these issues that we're experiencing in our community and kind of this reckoning that we're going with, the ACLU is doing incredible work across so many different groups and populations in our community, both on a local and national level, to make sure that there's true equity and equality across our community.
That's awesome, Liz. Are we going to see your kicks unboxed then?
Oh man, you just might. Last year our cleat designer made me a custom jean jacket, which I should have worn, but she does incredible work and she's been able to support us a lot. So she might have something up her sleeve.
That's awesome. Now, where can fans see the unboxing of these cleats, or where can any of our fans see each player's cleats?
Yep. So we have cleats all over our social media channels, all over our website. dbron.co/mcmc is where you can learn about all the different player causes. And then through that site, it'll link you to our auction site where we have more than 30 pairs up for auction. 100% of those proceeds go to the player selected nonprofits. And that website is dbron.co/cleats. And if that's too much to remember, just go to the Broncos or Broncos off-field social channels.
Well, Liz, we are so glad that we finally had the opportunity to have you on the Snap. Thank you so much for hopping on a very busy unboxing day for you and the community development team.
Thank you guys so much.
Now, like you know, every player participating in the My Cause, My Cleats campaign will take to the field this Sunday wearing a one-of-a-kind, custom-designed pair of cleats, all thanks to our next guest, Breanna Berry, otherwise known as Colorado's Queen of Shoe Art. Breanna, I know it has been a really busy time for you. Thank you so much for carving out a few minutes to join us here on the Snap.
Of course.
Before we get into the big My Cause, My Cleats project that you've had this season, first, we want to know, how did you first get into this business of shoe art and eventually, get connected with the Broncos?
Well, I've always done art my whole life. I always struggled with what to do with it because I'm not like a traditional artist. I don't necessarily like to paint traditional things. So I went back and forth. And one day, it was 2017, I just got up and I was like, I'm going to paint this extra pair of Timberland boots I have. And then I posted it and like literally everything took off from there. It was like crazy. There's a whole industry for it. So many people are into it and it just like took off. I got so many opportunities. It's been great.
Yeah, one of those opportunities being the My Cause, My Cleats campaign. You said last year that working on the NFL's My Cause, My Cleats campaign was a dream project for you. Why was that?
Because I always wanted to do it professional or for professional athletes. So my art could really get out there, and it's just dope working with people like that. So, I was so excited when Liz had contacted me last year to do it. It was really a dream come true. Still is. I'm so happy to be able to do it this year as well.
Well, Breanna, the 2018 season, you did just one pair of cleats. Last year, you did 48 pairs. So how big of an undertaking was it for you this season?
This year I did 53, but 70, including on top of all of that, I also did for DeMarcus Walker, for Deshaun Williams and Tim Patrick. I did their cleats for their regular games also. So included altogether, I did about 70 in that time frame. But I've from last year, I kind of got a routine, you know. I would only spend a certain amount of time on a shoe so I could get through them all. So yeah.
Take us inside the design process a little bit. How do you and the players work together to ensure that their cause is illustrated in a really cool and unique way?
Liz, thank God for Liz. She will put she'll print a paper letting me know their cause and any specific requests they have. I mean, with a normal shoe, I will prep the shoe, I'll tape it up because I use airbrush. And then I just let my mind go. I don't pre-plan anything. I just get to the shoe, and as I read what the specific thing they want, if they want it simple or crazy, I just take it from there and just start.
You say you don't plan anything. So does that mean the guys don't know anything about their designs until they see it on Boxing Day?
No, I don't like to take any time away from the actual shoe. So I just get straight to the shoe and let my mind take off.
What was your favorite shoe that you designed this year?
This year, Jerry Judy. I can't wait for everybody to see those. Who else? There are so many. Von Millers are pretty cool. I really like these as a whole. Like, they're cooler to me than last year. So I really like a lot of them. There's quite a few.
So how long does it take to make one pair of cleats?
For these, because I have so many, I limit myself to like an hour and a half to get through them. But on a regular day, for a regular pair of customized shoes, I could spend anywhere from like 4 to 8 hours on them, depending on what I'm doing.
Yeah, so since you had so many cleats to design this year, when did you start the preparation for it? Like, when did you start on your first pair of cleats?
I started getting the first pair, I want to say in mid-October probably. And then they would just start rolling in as the weeks go on. We would trade off. I'd give her some of the done ones, and then she'd give me some more. So, yeah, we got a little process going.
So 70 cleats in what, less than 2 months? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
That's crazy.
When I think back to it, it's like sometimes in the moment you could get overwhelmed because you see all the boxes and you're like, oh my God, I have to get through this, you know? But in the process, like, I could get quite a few done in a day, so.
What does it mean to you knowing that so many of these cleats with your custom design that you came up with will be auctioned off with the proceeds benefiting so many amazing organizations and foundations?
It means everything just to be a part of this, just to make their vision come true. And I know these causes are so near and dear to their hearts, so it means everything just to do this.
Well, we know you've worked on some great projects for the Denver Broncos, but what is maybe another project or an event that you've been a part of that you really enjoyed?
I'm the Paint Awards winner last Converse in overtime. It was so cool. That was the dopest experience ever. Hold up. My little trophy here, my shoe.
Oh my gosh.
It's a real shoe that they made bronze. But that was the coolest experience of my life. Last December, they contacted me on Instagram asking if I'd be interested in a competition show. And, you know, I'm like, when it comes to my art, it's really just a peaceful place. It's not necessarily a thing I compete with. But I was like, I'm here for every opportunity. So I was one of the chosen contestants. And in February, they flew us all out there. It was like a week long. We each had a day to record our episode. And then the 3 people who won their episodes went to the finale. But it was crazy just going up against like people that I've watched on Instagram that are big time customizers, and to win the whole show was insane.
What was your design?
I did for my final design, because it was 3 Black females at the end as the finalists. So I really didn't have an idea because they let you freestyle, and I low-key don't like to I like to have like a subject or a theme so I could take that and go. So they were like, just freestyle whatever you want. So I actually sat there for like 45 minutes, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Then I thought about it. I was like, I'll just base it off of us. So I did a Converse shoe. It had like a girl on there with an afro. I wish I don't have the shoes, but I do have images of them online.
Okay.
But I just based it off of us, like queen, like we're strong, that kind of thing.
Awesome.
I love that. I love that it took you 45 minutes to come up with this concept and then you ended up winning off of it.
That blew me because I knew like in that moment, I was like, these aren't going to be that great because I don't have an idea, and I don't know. Once I get the idea, I can take off from there. And we have 5 hours to finish them. And it was crazy when they called my name.
So you don't even need 5 hours. You only need an hour and a half.
It was just so crazy. Like, I definitely didn't expect to win. Not to say that my work isn't good enough, but like one of the girls standing next to me, like she's been doing it for like 8 years. She's very well known, and she's somebody I kind of looked up to. So I was like, she's definitely taking it. So to win next to her, but it was amazing meeting all of them, all the customizers that I know on Instagram. We finally met in person, and we're just like family, so supportive, so much love. It was everything.
Where was the competition at? Where did you fly out to?
To New York, Brooklyn.
That's
Yes.
awesome. How many rounds were there?
So there was 3 regular episodes, and then the 4th one was the finale. It was like 3 people the first episode. It was my episode with 2 other people, and then 3 other people another episode. And the winners of each episode went to the finale. So I did 2 pairs. The first pair was for Natasha Cloud. She's a WNBA player of the Mystics.
Awesome.
That was cool.
That was really cool. Look at you. You just work with professional athletes.
And Montrezl Harrell, he is now a Laker. He was a Clipper. That was my first NBA player, and I still work with him to this day. That was a dream come true as well. It's really been everything.
Are there any Broncos that you work with outside of the My Cause, My Cleats campaign?
Whose shoes have I mean, for their personal cleats, my very first one was Demarius Thomas when he was here. I worked with Adam Jones when he was here. And right now, like I do a lot of Tim Patrick and DeMarcus Walker and Deshaun Williams. So yeah.
Awesome.
What has been your favorite design, whether it was, a shoe, cleat, jacket? What's been your favorite creation over the years? I know that might be a hard question.
Right. I really love the Boondocks cleats I just did for Tim Patrick. Those are one of my favorites. They're on my Instagram. He wore them last Sunday.
Oh, yes, I did see those. Those are awesome.
And I also like the other ones I did for him. I like working with him because he just lets me do whatever, and that's always fun to try to get so creative with only orange and blue so much has been a struggle, but I found with his shoes, I'm like, yes, I can do this. I know what I'm going to do. But I did a jacket for Kel Mitchell from Good Burger. That was one of my favorites. The Breanna Taylor shoes that I did for Montrezl Harrell. That was one of my favorites. There's quite a few.
So what's next for you now that you've finished all the cleats for the My Cause, My Cleats campaign? And how can we follow your work and see some of your custom projects?
You can follow me on Instagram at Bree_. That's me. I also have a webpage at BreannaBerry.com. But I honestly don't plan what's next. I just let the opportunities roll in. So I don't know what's next. I'm excited to see myself.
So if I want to work with you on something custom, what are some of the things? Maybe if it's not shoes for me, what are some of the other things that I can work with you on?
Really anything as long as it's paintable. I don't really limit myself. Yeah, as long as it's paintable.
What are some of the things that you've done?
I painted a mailbox. I painted an urn.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What did you paint on an urn?
The person's face. It was kind of awkward, but it worked out. It was a good material. But I stick to a lot of mainly shoes and jackets, but as long as it's paintable.
Well, Breanna, thank you so much for joining us on The Snap this week. You guys be sure to keep an eye out for the Broncos cleats this week as they head to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs. And also do not forget to go to dbron.co/MCMC to check out the Broncos cleats and the causes that they support. But sadly, that is all the time we have for this week's edition of The Snap. We hope that you guys will meet us right back here next week on the Broncos Podcast Network or on YouTube for another fun episode. We'll see you then.